So today we celebrate on March 25th the great feast of the Annunciation. And it is known within the Catholic tradition as a solemnity, which means it's a very, very high feast. Now, the Feast of the Annunciation is all about remembering that moment when the angel Gabriel came to Mary and said, "Mary, you're going to conceive a child." And of course, Mary's like, "What are you talking about? I'm not even married yet. Like, I don't understand." And the angel says that the Holy Spirit is going to overshadow Mary, and the child in her womb will be called blessed and will be the Messiah. Now, the amazing thing is, Mary is obviously confused because, she didn't see this coming. But what is so fascinating about this moment is that God actually allowed a human being to say yes or no to this entire mystery of Jesus. So just as in the garden with Adam and Eve were given, everything that they wanted. And there were two trees, the tree of knowledge of good and evil and the tree of life. And Adam and Eve were said, you can have anything in the garden except for the knowledge of good and evil. Of course, we know the history. They went, they grabbed that, and they ate it. And what's interesting is, right, God has to always give a choice because the greatest gift that he has given to human beings is the gift of free will. So why would it be any different for Mary? Mary also has the choice to say yes or no to God. She could have said no when God said, "I want you to be the mother of my son." She said, "No, I already got my own plans. Look, Joseph and I are going to be married. We got this great cottage in Nazareth. Really, really good guy. That's not my thing." But Mary says, "Yeah, go ahead and change my life. Be it done unto me according to thy word." And so there's a word that kind of actually summarizes that. In Latin, it's called fiat, F-I-A-T. And fiat simply means yes. And it's not the car, fiat, but it's literally just Mary saying yes. And so for centuries, saints and just good Christians of goodwill have thought about, wow, the power found in a yes to God changed all of humanity's history. And so there's a beautiful picture. I was trying to look for it online. I couldn't find it. It's from the Middle Ages. And it has Mary and the angel Gabriel, and they're in this kind of room. And then there's a door. And then outside of the door, there's like 5 saints, and they're like listening onto the wall of the door. And in the whole painting, it's showing that all of creation is waiting to see what Mary says. Because just think about it, right? Like, this is the power of one yes to God. We would never have Jesus without Mary. We would never know the face of God. We would never hear the beautiful gospel passages of, "Come to me, all you who are labored and burdened, I will give you rest." We would know none of the miraculous healings, the cool miracles of walking on water, let alone the resurrection of the dead, nor would we have seen the love that God has for us in being crucified out of love for his children. All because of Mary's yes. This is why today we celebrate with such joy. We celebrate because Mary has undone the no of Adam and Eve. Where Adam and Eve said, "No, I will not serve," Mary says, "Yes, I will." And so it's a good time for us to actually just to stop and to see how we respond to things actually does ripple or impact the world. So as you can see behind me, there's a picture of a lake. If you were to throw a stone into the lake, it ripples in all directions. The water does. It's the same thing with our own yeses, and we see this even with Mary. Is Mary's yes was like this drop of a stone dropped in the water, and the water's history, and it rippled into the past, undoing all the no's of old. And it rippled into the future, all the people that were waiting for Christ. And of course, it changed Mary's present, where she then received in her own womb the gift of Jesus. So 9 months from today, we celebrate Christmas. So you can start to get your Christmas list going. But it's a beautiful way for us as Christians to walk with Mary along her pregnancy. And it's just something that we should kind of keep in mind, that Mary's yes resulted in a change in her life. And so how is our yes to Jesus today going to change our lives as well?